Chairman, is that the number, what you just educated us on now, it was 84 million on February 21, and today, from what we see as registered voters across the state, put together, it came to 82,334,107. So there's a difference of 1,669,000 missing from the voter register. 1,600,000 people are missing from the registered voters. So if you keep that number on one side and go back to the total valid votes cast, which you also explained, particularly, Mr. Chairman, I would like you to note that in Oyo State, 137,000 people are missing from the register. In Imo State, 234,000. In Abia, 139,000. And in Nasarawa, 108,000. Lagos has 256,000. These are the big states. For the total valid votes cast of 27 million and the total invalid votes of 1.2 million, we got a total vote cast of 28 million and a total accreditation of 29 million. So there's a difference of 750,000. And I hear you, it's about 2%. But we'll put that number on the second table. And then we go to the issue, Mr. Chairman, of the cancelled votes. The cancelled votes impacted 2.7 million registered voters. And if you look at the 2.7938196 registered voters that are impacted, the difference in the 1.6 million, the 750,000, and the 2.7 million people that are impacted is about 5.1 million votes. 5.1 million votes is greater than 3.9 million votes. And I want you to note that from your summation, the APC candidate is leading by 3.9 million votes. I also want you to note, Mr. Chairman, that at the fundamental root of this election, what you told us at the beginning of this process was that where there are no card readers verification, that election is null, it doesn't exist. And we have on record many states where there are votes without card readers. So, Mr. Chairman, we ask you to review the votes in Bauchi, in Borno, in Gombe, in Jigawa, and in Katsina. And we have detailed out local governments where this card reader was not used. And it is at the fundamental of this election. And there may be other states, we don't want to go into the details because we are of time, we don't want to bug you with the 36 states. I also think that it is important that when you mentioned that 35% voter turnout in this election, 35% is a fair number. But it is strange to me that some states had 52% voter turnout, 55% in Jigawa, 40% in Yobe. There was a consistent over 40% voter turnout in certain parts of the country. I don't think that it means they may be politically aware, they may be politically more conscious than the rest of the country. But again, it forces us to look again at the issue of the card reader. Because where the card reader was used, there were many issues that made it difficult for large quantity of people to vote. So I want to urge you, Mr. Chairman, that by the explanation I have given, by the numbers I have brought together, showing that there are 5.1 million votes in question here, that you do not go ahead and declare the winner of this election. That you call for a review of these areas and possibly call for a rerun in the areas where there were no use of card readers, which is why we asked you to bring out the data of what your smart card readers say. Our own tabulation tells us that there are only about 23 million votes that possibly went through the card reader. Maximum 24 million, because we told our agents to tabulate for us those where they use card readers. And our tabulation tells us about 24. With the almost 29 million votes at stake, again, another 5 million is in question that we think did not go through the card reader. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like you to give careful consideration to my thoughts. These views are made, as you said, they are preliminary. They are made because we are just gathering this data direct from our own situation room. But as we progress, depending on what you decide today, we'll be making available more detailed information about this process. But I want to say that the PDP requests you, as their agent, I'm requesting you that, Mr. Chairman, you should not go ahead with announcing a winner for this election. Thank you very much.